I met Alvin in 1957, and he came to Nelsonville to the skating rink, and that's where we met. He had arrived at OU via English teacher that he had at Coolville High School. And she said to Alvin, that I want to take you to an open house they're having at Ohio University and introduce you to the journalism department.
As children, we are our parents. I mean, we become part of them. And the thing that I gathered from my dad was that I knew I was going to be an academic.
Someone had taken his hand and took him to Ohio University. And I think from that moment on, he knew his whole life he had to reach back and pull forward as many people as he could.
And his first job was with the Chicago Defender. He really fell in love with the work of being a reporter. He got his feet wet there. And about 2 years after working with them, he had an opportunity to work for Johnson Publishing Company. He started to write exclusively for Jet magazine because about 1962-63, the civil rights movement was being taken notice by the public across the nation. Al's beat was to cover the civil rights movement.
When we came to Jet magazine, we were recruited by, all of us were recruited by Bob Johnson. And that's when I found that sitting there, Alvin Adams was there already. Alvin was there to a reporter. He just wouldn't stop until he got the last possible facts he could get. And then even when the story was going to press, he'd be on the phone seeing if he got it right. He was just an adamant reporter. And he was an excellent writer. Those are two different things, reporting and writing.
Well, he poured his heart into everything he did, whether it be his art as a photographer or his writing, that he was probably one of the most amazing human beings.
He was a journalist, and so what I learned from him is how you ask questions, because he would drill into me, who, what, where, when, how. Those were the essential questions. And so we learned to ask questions about things, to see that there are multiple perspectives for every situation and every event. It's not just one person's story, but there are multiple parts to the story.
He was smart about what he did because a lot of stuff he did was very dangerous. When you're hauling people who are the speakers, a lot of those cars were attacked, I'm sure.
He and I and Barbie got to be a sort of like a team. We became the people who organized the softball games on Sundays. Sometimes we'd go shoot pool. It's just a matter of getting together, togetherness, brotherhood sort of kind of thing. It was one of those things, what happened there, stayed there. Although, I gotta say, every once in a while we look over to the side, Ada would be over there watching us.
We both wanted to return to our roots. Athens County area was home. And he had a cousin came to visit a few weeks after we got back here and said to Alvin, we've been doing all this research on Black culture and our families. We need a place to put it so people can come and use it. And Al said, Gracie Hill heard that and went back to Chester Hill, Ohio, and told the mayor and told the postmaster that Alvin Adams was going to start a library in Chester Hill. We organized our very first meeting that we had with the public. The Multicultural Genealogical Center mission was to research, document, and share what we found with the public.
Genealogy was part of a long part of his life. When I was a child and he started researching the family, and he would go and interview family members, and I always went with him. That was part of the thing. This is a way to meet new and distant family members, but I can remember sitting there while he's interviewing someone.
We wanted to preserve our family's histories and genealogies and pass it on. I think he realized that we were all connected. So he thought, we really need to preserve everyone's if we can.
Believe it or not, it's been a long time since his death, but I still miss him. Well, Alvin is one of those people that I wish I could pick up the phone and talk to sometime.
I think about all the recognition that my father is receiving now, and I know that he would be completely amazed by this because he was a very humble person, and he would have said, I'm not a trailblazer. I did not do anything profound or important. And so the thing that I want to share with everyone who's out there is this idea that we are all trailblazers, because the impact that he had was on a very one-to-one individual basis. And so I think that he would say we are all trailblazers because we lead the way for our children, and we also lead the way for people we don't even know that we're impacting.